Hello. Good evening, everyone. Can all of you hear me? Asiya, Kelvin, Prabha, Satish, can all four of you hear me clearly? Okay, Kelvin can hear me. Prabha and Satish, can both of you hear me? Very good evening, Kelvin. How are you? Welcome to the class. Prabha, can you hear me? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Absolutely fine. Happy Sunday. Nothing happy. It's as usual. Prabha, can you hear me? Satish, can you hear me? I don't know what happened with these two guys, Prabha and Satish. Asiya, can you hear me? Please respond. Hello. Prabha, Satish, Asiya, can all three of you hear me? Kelvin, can you hear me? What happened with these guys, other three students, Asiya, Satish, and Prabha? I don't know why are they not responding. What to do? Okay, let's start with the class. Right. So the topic that we will be learning today is break-even point analysis. Have you heard of this term before? Have you studied this topic before? Anyone? Hello? No response from anyone. Can all of you hear me or not? Can all of you hear me? Oh God. Hello, hello, hello. What happened? No one is responding in. Kelvin, can you hear me? Okay, Ramakrishnan has joined. Ramakrishnan, can you hear me? Okay, thank God. Very good evening, Ramakrishnan. How are you? Welcome to IMTS. Thank you for attending my class today, Ramakrishnan. Okay. So, I'm doing fine, Ramakrishnan. Absolutely good. Summers, summers are starting in India, so it's getting hot here in India. Anyways, so the topic that we will be learning today is break-even point analysis. Right, it is a bit of a calculative topic, right, where we will also discuss few problems, few formulas, how to implement those formulas, right, and then how to solve the problems. Let's see. So in this PPT we will discuss about the definition, the basic concepts, for what it can be used for, the BEP formula, the BEP chart, BEP sample problems, limitations, right, and then the conclusion. BEP means break-even point. That is what BEP means. Now, first of all, let's see the definition of break-even point analysis. What exactly it is? It is a decision-making aid or a tool that enables a manager to determine whether a particular volume of sales will result in a profit or a loss. Right, so we can say that it is a way of calculating the profit or the losses of the sales of the goods or the services in an organization. Basic concepts behind break-even point analysis. Variable cost. You will hear this term a lot in this topic. What are variable costs? Variable costs are the cost that change with changes in production levels or sales. Right? Variable costs are the costs that change with changes in production levels or sales. For examples include cost of materials used in the production of the goods. Then we have a fixed cost as well. Fixed cost, as you can feel from the name itself, fixed, something constant, remains roughly the same regardless of sales or output levels. For example, the rent, the insurance, and the wages, right? All these three things remains the same, right? No other outside factor have the impact on either the rent or the insurance or the wages. So such type of costs are called fixed cost. Variable cost which changes with changes in sales or production levels. Then we have the revenue. Revenue is the earning of the organization. It is the total income received. Then we have the profit. Very common term. Profit is the money you have after subtracting the fixed and variable cost from revenue. So profit is equal to revenue minus fixed cost minus variable cost. Right? We will add up the variable cost and fixed costs and then subtract it with the revenue to get the profit value. Clear, everyone? Clear so far, everyone? Kelvin, clear? Okay. Satish, clear? Prabha? Satish? Asya? Okay. What do we use break-even point analysis? What it can be used for? For calculating the monthly expense, use it to see if your income is more than your expense or not. So this is a good method for checking whether our income is more than our expenditure or not. Expenses means the money that we waste. Product can be sold for, right? Like some organization have made a product, right? And then they are in the process of fixing the price of that product, right? So this break even point analysis is a very good method for fixing the price of a product. Okay, Mr. Kazi has joined us. Kazi, can you hear me? Kazi Sabinur Hasnat. Mr. Kazi Sabinur Hasnat, can you hear me? You can reply to me in the chat box. Nazrullah has joined us as well. Nazrullah, can you hear me? Kazi, can you hear me? Both of you? You can reply to me in the chat box. Okay. Next is it can also be used for finding the optimum price product can be sold for. Right? It can also be used for calculating the effects of marketing programs on the price. The marketing programs that we are running, right? It is a good way of checking whether that marketing program is proving out to be beneficial or not for the product for which the marketing we are doing. Nazrullah, no issues. We have just started, right? 15 minutes back. Right, good evening and welcome to the class. So today we are studying about break-even analysis. हेलो, हाँ चाचा, हाँ Hello, can all of you hear me? Hello. Yeah, can all of you hear me? Okay. So it can be, we can also calculate the effects of marketing programs on price with the help of this break-even point analysis. Now let's see the break-even point formula. This is the formula. Px is equal to F plus Vx, right? Where Px is the break-even point or the revenue, and F plus Vx is the total cost, or F we can say is the fixed cost, V is the variable cost per unit, and X is the volume of the output in units, and P is the price per unit. So I request all of you to copy down this formula. Let me know once you have all of you have copied down this formula. Okay. If we rearrange the formula where the break even is X, then the formula look like this, right? X is equal to F divided by P minus V, right? Now here X is called the break even point, right? So here what they have done, they actually this formula and the last formula, this one is same, right? It's just that they have isolated X on one side of the equal sign and rest of the terms on other side of the equal sign. So the formula looks like this, right? X is equal to F divided by P minus V. If you want, you can also note down this formula where X is the fixed price, P is the price per unit, and V is the variable cost. Now this formula says that the break-even point is where the number of sales needed to make the cost equal to the revenue. This formula says that the break-even point is where the number of sales needed to make the cost is equal to the revenue. Can all of you see the graph? Can all of you see the graph on the screen? Okay, one second. This is the formula. Can all of you see the, okay, one second. Kelvin done? Okay. Now see, this is the break-even point chart, right? Now if you look at it closely, right, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. On the x-axis we have the output, and on y-axis we have the pricing. This blue line, which starts from the origin means from the value 0, is your income, and this is your cost. Right, now where this income and cost intersects each other, that point is called break-even point, and it is represented by P, right? And the difference, this difference is called the variable cost, and this difference is called the fixed cost. That's why I said in the beginning, total cost minus the sum of variable and fixed cost will give us the value of break-even point. Clear? This chart, everyone? Now let's see some of the sample problems based on these formulas. Okay. Let's say you own a business of selling burgers, right? You have a shop. Suppose I have a shop and I am selling burgers, right? Right. It costs say $7 to make one burger. Cost of making one burger is $7. Here they have taken PHP, which is the currency of some other country, Philippines, I think, right? So let's take it as $7, the cost of making one burger. That's your what? This $7 is your variable cost. That's the value of V, or variable cost. Now suppose I am selling the burger for $12.50. Right? This is my what? This is my P, or the value, or the price per unit. Here unit is what? 1 unit means one burger. Right? So P is what? 12.50, the value of P. Is everyone following it or not? Asya, Kelvin, Prabha, Ramakrishnan, Kazi, Nazrullah, Satish. Kelvin says yes. What about others? Ramakrishnan says yes. Nazrullah says yes. Prabha, what about you? Kazi? Kazi says yes. Great. Prabha, what about you? Prabha is not responding. Anyways. So this is the value of P. Satish, can you hear me? Okay, so this is the value of P, that is price per unit. Now the cost for the rent, utilities, overhead, etc. is 100,000 per month, right? This is what, that is our fixed cost, because I told you in the beginning, all the utilities, rent, it does not have any effect of the changes that are made, right? So that is $100,000 per month. Now we have to find the break-even analysis or the value of X. So V is 7, P is 12.50, and fixed cost F is 100,000. Solution. So the value of, we know this formula, X is equal to F over P minus V. F is what? 100,000 divided by P, that is 12.50 minus V, 7. So 100,000 divided by 12.50 minus 7, which is 100,000 divided by 5.5, which is coming out to be 18,181.81. Very good, Kelvin. So this is your break-even value. Clear, everyone? What about others? Or if we round it off, it will come out to be 18,182. To break even, you would need to, right, so to break even, you would need to sell 18,182 burgers. Right, so this is the target. This is how the companies set up their target. Let's take a look at, try out this problem for yourself. Now everyone try this problem. You own a lemonade stand. It costs you $1.50 to make a cup of lemonade. You sell your, can you please repeat one, sir? Which part, Kazi? You want me to repeat? Okay, let me show it to you. This is the break-even value. To break even, we need to sell it at, we need to sell 18,182 burgers. And this is the next problem. The cost of making a cup of lemonade is 1.50. The cost of selling it is 5, and 5,000 goes on rent for the space of lemonade, or for occupying the space of the shop. How many cups of lemonade do you have to sell to break even? Now everyone please calculate this and tell me the answer. Okay, Kelvin said 1428.57. Others found the answers? Athiya, Prabha, Ramakrishnan, Kazi. You have to use that same formula. Nazrullah, Satish. Quickly, everyone. It's a very easy problem. Okay, Ramakrishnan also says 1428.5714. Okay, we will check it shortly. Okay, let's see the answer together. V is 1.50, P is 5, F is the fixed cost, that is 5000. Let's see the solution. We know this formula X is equal to F over P minus V. So the F is 5000, P is 5 and V is 1.50. So X is equal to 5000 divided by 3.5. So the value of X is 1428.57. Right, so all of you got it correct. Very good. Or approximately 1429. So we need to sell 1429 cups of lemonade to break even. Now let's see some of the limitations of break-even point analysis. What are its limitations? Okay, assumes that sales prices are constant at all levels of output. Right now, in day-to-day business activity, what happens? Sometimes sales is more or sometimes sales is less in a month or in a quarter. Right. So while using this formula, we assume that the sales prices are constant throughout, which practically does not happen. Right? Assumes production and sales are the same. Also, production is not same, right? Sometimes the production is more, sometimes it is less based on various factors. Break-even charts may be time consuming to prepare, right? Now sometimes it is very time consuming process. It can only apply to a single product or a single mix of products. These are the limitations. Now final conclusion. A break-even analysis is a simple tool to use to determine if you have priced your product correctly. Okay, sure, Kelvin. Yes, these are the limitations. Done? Okay. Final conclusion. A break-even analysis is a simple tool to use to determine if you have priced your product correctly. Right? A break-even analysis helps you to calculate how much you need to sell before you begin to make a profit. Right? So it gives us an idea in the beginning only how much we need to sell, right, for making a profit. Right? You can also see how fixed cost, price, volume and other factors affect your net profit. Right, so this is about this PPT. I have one more PPT. We still have some time. So till now clear? Any doubts anyone have so far? Anyone have any doubts? Asiya, Kelvin, Prabha, Ramakrishnan, Qazi, Nazrullah, Satish. You can get both of these PPTs from your LMS. Learning, right? Okay. Right. So break-even point is the point at which cost or expenses and revenues are equal. There is no net loss or gain. All costs that need to be paid by the firm are paid, but the profit remains zero. Fixed cost per unit, variable per cost. I already discussed these formulas. So break even is the middle stage between the loss and the profit. Yes, Kazi, absolutely correct. Now let's take a look at this example. Suppose we have a company XYZ Limited, right? Right. Now, here the break even is 1000 tables. Suppose this company makes a tables. Now the profit will be what? More than 1000 tables? and the loss will be if this company makes less than 1000 tables, then the company will be in loss. Alternative option, try to reduce the fixed cost by renegotiating rent, for example, or keeping better control of telephone bills or other costs. Try to reduce variable costs, that is the price it pays for the tables, by finding a new supplier. Right? Increase the selling price of their tables. This is the graph I already discussed with you. Like this is the break-even sales. Suppose the sales event limit, right? That is 1000. Right. This is the loss. Less than break-even is loss. More than break-even is profit. This is the fixed cost and this is the variable cost. So for each situation, we can make a graph like this for analysis point of view. Clear? Clear or not, everyone? Any doubts you can ask. Okay, now let's see the purpose of break-even analysis. The purpose of break-even analysis is to provide a rough indicator of the earnings impact of a marketing activity. The break-even point is one of the simplest yet least used analytical tools in management. It helps to provide a dynamic view of the relationships between sales, cost and profits. The break-even point is a special case of target income sales where the target income is 0. Right? This is very important for financial analysis. This is the formula I already told you. This is how they have derived this formula. Right, so this is the graph. Nothing much important. 1 second. Fixed. This is the fixed cost. This is the variable cost. Total cost, total revenue or total cost. Nothing much important in this. So I think this much is sufficient for this topic. You can practice problems, right? Obviously, it's there on internet, right? Or we will try to take up some more problems in the next class. Okay. That is all for today. If anyone have any questions, you can ask me. I think you have one more class after this, starting in 5 minutes, so you can take a break. Okay, so good night everyone, and I will ask the coordinator to upload these PPTs on your LMS so that you can go through them again. Clear? Kazi, clear? Okay, so thank you everyone for coming to my class. Good night, take care all of you, see you tomorrow, bye bye.